Good afternoon, students. I hope you all are doing well at home and taking great care of your health. I am Shweta, your English teacher, and the topic that we are going to continue today is again the pronoun. But in the previous video, we discussed what is pronoun, what are its different types, and discussed two of its form, that is the personal pronoun and the possessive pronoun. In this video, we are going to discuss the further types of pronouns. So let's begin with the video. So our next type of verb is the reflexive pronoun. Now, what do we mean by reflexive pronoun? Reflexive pronouns are the pronouns that reflect the action of the verb of the subject in a sentence. It does not replace the noun or pronoun, like myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Let us understand it with the help of some of the examples. Say for herself, she cut down her hair herself yesterday. It means that the work, the action of cutting the hair is done by herself. उसने खुद ही जो है अपने बाल कल काट लिए. So this means the cutting of hair is done by herself. So she herself cut down her hair yesterday. So for she we use her, and the reflexive pronoun for her is herself. Similarly, for the other pronouns also, like themselves, they arrange the entire facilities themselves. So this means the entire facilities were arranged by themselves. They themselves arranged the facilities. They didn't take the help of another one. They themselves arranged the facilities. So themselves is the reflexive pronoun for they. So we have to keep the pronouns into our mind while creating their reflexive form. Like for they it is themselves, for she it is herself. It means you have to identify the pronoun. After identifying the pronoun or the subject of the sentence, you have to use the reflexive pronoun according to that subject. Say in the first example, the subject of the sentence was she. So the reflexive pronoun for she is herself. So she cut down her hair herself yesterday. उसने खुद ही जो है अपने बाल काट लिए. It means that whenever you want to give the information regarding the work done by themselves or herself or yourself, जब आपने जो है phrase self के लिए आपको जो है अपना information देना है कि आपने खुद स्वयं वो काम किया है, so for that purpose we use the reflexive pronoun. Say for in the third example, itself. The cat crosses the road itself. So as I told you earlier that for non-living things and for animals and babies we use it pronoun. So for cat we are using the pronoun it. So the cat crosses the road itself. उसने खुद ही जो है road cross कर लिया. So here the reflexive pronoun that we are using for cat is itself. Coming to next, myself. So myself is the pronoun, reflexive pronoun that we use in for I pronoun. I have told myself to stay away from these bad habits. Means I have told myself that I have to stay away from the bad habits, कि मुझे बुरी habits से जो है दूर रहना है. So I have told myself, मैंने खुद को ये बताया है, खुद को ये समझाया है. So when we have to use the reflexive pronoun for I, will be using myself. Coming to another reflexive pronoun, that is ourselves. So our is the pronoun that we use for we. Our is the pronoun that we use for we. So we can celebrate here ourselves without any disturbances. Means we can enjoy ourselves. We can enjoy ourselves without any disturbances over here. हम जो है खुद को enjoy कर सकते हैं बिना किसी disturbances के over here. So we can celebrate here ourselves without any disturbances. So ourselves is the reflexive pronoun that we are using for the subject we. Coming to the next reflexive pronoun, that is himself. He is going to drive this car himself today to go to school. Now the first thing that you have to identify is the subject of the sentence. The subject of the sentence is he. he. And the reflexive pronoun that we'll be using for he is himself. Remember that I'm not saying that we have to use the reflexive pronoun in place of pronoun. No. Rather, we have to use the reflexive pronoun along with the pronoun. उस pronoun के साथ ही use करना है, उसकी जगह use नहीं करना. So he is going to drive this car himself today to go to school. This means कि वो खुद ही कार चला के जाएगा स्कूल. He himself will drive. वो खुद ही जो है drive करेगा. Coming to next, yourself. Similarly, yourself is the reflexive pronoun that you will be using for the pronoun you. आप अपने जो है you pronoun के लिए कौन सा reflexive pronoun use करोगे? Yourself. Do not cut yourself with the knife you hold in your hands. जो knife तुमने अपने हाथ में पकड़ी है, don't cut yourself with that knife. अपने हाथ पे जो है उससे चोट मत पहुंचा लेना. So you yourself मतलब खुद को मत पहुंचा लेना. तुम जो है खुद को चोट मत पहुंचाना. So don't cut yourself with the knife that you are holding. So the reflexive pronoun that we are using for the subject you will be yourself. Coming to next, again itself, as I told you earlier, that for the non-living things and for animals we use itself, then yourself, ourselves, and similarly all other examples. So I hope this is clear to you all that herself we use for she. If the subject is she, then we'll be using the herself reflexive pronoun. If the subject is they, then we'll be using themselves. If the subject is it, then we'll be using itself. For the subject I, will be using myself. For subject we, will be using ourselves. And for subject he, will be using for the subject he will be using himself, and for you will be using yourself. So these were the reflexive pronoun to show the reflection of the action of the verb of the subject. जो subject जो भी verb कर रहा है, जो क्रिया कर रहा है, जो भी action कर रहा है, to show that he or she is doing on his own, वो काम खुद कर रहा है. So for that purpose we use the reflexive pronoun. हम वहाँ पे reflexive pronoun use करते हैं. So let us understand it with the help of some of the questions. Let us solve some of the questions to understand the concept much better. So here's a small worksheet on the reflexive pronoun. You have to complete the sentences using the reflexive pronouns. Say for the last words my father said before I left were look after. मैंने जब मैं छोड़ के गया तो उससे पहले जो लास्ट वर्ड्स मेरे पिताजी ने मुझसे कहे थे, द लास्ट वर्ड दैट माय फादर सेड बिफोर आई लेफ्ट वर लुक आफ्टर. अब फादर ने ये वर्ड्स कहे हैं. Who is the speaker of the sentence? The father is the speaker of the sentence. तो father ये क्या है? Look after yourself, अपना ध्यान रखना, या himself उसका ध्यान रखना, या myself मेरा ध्यान रखना. जब मैं जा रहा था तो मेरे पिताजी ने कुछ शब्द कहे थे. वो क्या शब्द कहे थे? Look after yourself. तुम्हें अपना ध्यान रखना है ना? This is for the second person. Second person कौन होता है? तुम. You are the second person. Okay, तो तुम्हें अपना ध्यान रखना है ना? If I am saying goodbye to you, तो what I'll say, look after yourself, अपना ध्यान रखना. So the answer will be yourself. Coming to second question, the trouble was that Rome always put dash into danger. Rome is the name of a country. So Rome. So for countries, we'll be using the pronoun it. Will be using the pronoun it. Herself nahi, itself. So the trouble was that Rome always put itself into danger. अपने आप को जो है danger में डालता है. Okay. Then my grandma said again and again, if we don't take care, we had heard. If we don't take care, अगर हम जो है अपना ध्यान नहीं रखेंगे, we. For we, the reflexive pronoun that we use is ourselves. So ourselves will be the right answer. Coming to the next question, Jane said she would try and she promised her father, I will not injure. I will not injure. मैं खुद को क्या नहीं करूँगी? Injure नहीं करूँगी. तो I का जो है reflexive pronoun, what is the reflexive pronoun for I? That will be I will not injure myself. Emma said she would like to push. Emma said she would like to push. So for she, the reflexive pronoun that we'll be using is herself into the air and fly. So this was a small worksheet based on the reflexive pronoun, and I hope the definition, the meaning of reflexive pronoun, how do we use the reflexive pronouns, and the various forms of the reflexive pronoun of different pronouns. This all must be clear to you all. Coming to the next type of pronoun, that is demonstrative pronoun. So what do we mean by demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns are the pronouns that are used to demonstrate or point out something in a sentence. अगर हमें किसी चीज़ को point out करना है या demonstrate करना है, so for that purpose we use the demonstrative pronoun. Say for we have four demonstrative pronouns over here, and these are this, that, these, and those. So the four demonstrative pronouns that we have are this, that, these, and those. So for singular subjects, whenever we are talking about the singular subjects, then we use this. This is an orange. This is an orange. The places which are near, जो हमारे नज़दीक होती हैं, which are near to us, for those things we use this and these. We use this and these. जो चीज़ें नज़दीक हैं, the things that are near to us, for those things we use this and these. For the things that are at far off places, जो चीज़ें हमसे दूर होती हैं, so for those things we use that and those. For those things we use that and those. जो नज़दीक होंगी, for those things we use this and these, and for the things that are at far off places we use that and those. Okay. Now coming to what is the difference between this and these. Okay, for singular subjects, if we are talking about an individual thing, okay, किसी भी एक चीज़ के बारे में अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, there will be using this. Like this is an orange. It is one thing. It is a single orange. So for single things, for individual things, for singular things, we use this. But if there are multi things, if there are multiple number of things, there are many things, or there are plural number of items, then for that purpose we will be using these are oranges. Here you can see into the picture that there are many oranges. There are many oranges. For those you will be using these. These are oranges. And why we are using this and these? Because the things are at a near place to us. वो हमारे नज़दीक हैं, इसलिए जो है that's why we are using this and these. This for singular and these for plural items. So this is a tree, these are trees. This is a girl, these are girls. Okay. This is a book, these are books. Coming to the next one, that and those. If the things are at far off places, अगर जो चीज़ें हैं दूर हैं, they are at far off places, then we'll be using that and those. That for singular subjects, that is an orange. If the orange is at a distant place, then we'll be saying that is an orange, है ना? And the orange is one in number. The two conditions are this: it is at a distance place, हमसे दूर है, it is at a far place, and secondly it is single in number, जो है एक ही है, then we'll be using that. Okay, then if they are many in number, if they are plural in number, then we'll be using those are oranges. Those means we are indicating, we are pointing to oranges that are far at places, and plus they are great in number, so we are saying those are oranges. Got this point? I think this must be clear to you all. Demonstrative pronouns are those pronouns which are used to point out the things. किसी चीज़ को point, किसी की तरफ इशारा या इंगित करने के लिए the pronouns that we use, they are called the demonstrative pronouns, and there are four demonstrative pronouns: this, that, these, and those. This and these are used for the things that are near to us, and that and those are used for the things that are at far distance. This is used for singular things, these for plural things, that for singular thing, and those for plural thing. So that was all about demonstrative pronoun. Let us take some more examples and some of the questions to understand it much better. Look into the picture. This is a toolbox. This is a toolbox. Why we use this? Because it is near to us, and secondly it is one in number. ये एक ही है, so this is a toolbox. These are toolboxes. Now these are near to us, but they are many in number. These are many in number, so we have used these are toolboxes. Similarly, the box is at a far distance. The box is at a far distance. That's why we use that, because it is a single in number. ये एक ही है. It is singular in number, so we are using that as a toolbox. And when the boxes are at far distance and are many in number, then there will be using those are toolboxes. Both toolboxes हैं. So this was another example. Now taking some of the questions based on demonstrative pronoun, like say in first, you have a watch which is near to you. So because it is an individual watch, सिर्फ एक ही watch है, it is one in number, we'll be using this, and it is near to us, ये हमारे नज़दीक भी है, plus it is single in number, so we'll be writing this is a watch, this is a watch. Now the bag is at a far distance, the bag is at a far distance, plus it is an individual bag, it is a single bag, so for single thing plus they are at far distance, एक है दूरी पर है, so we'll be saying that is a bag. That is a bag. Okay, then we have earrings, pair of earrings. So we have two earrings. Are दूसरा तरीका है to identify the plurality of or singularity of the subject is the helping verb, that is are. तो जो भी आएगा वो plural में ही आएगा. So now it is near to place, it is near to us, हमारे नज़दीक है. So what we'll be writing, these are earrings, these are earrings. Coming to fourth, dash are belts. So there are two belts which are at a far distance. So for far distances plus for plural subjects, we'll be using those are belts. Those are belts. Okay. Fifth one, dash is an apple. Apple is 1 in number. It is near to us. So this is an apple. What will say? This is an apple. And those are apples. Those are apples because they are many in number plus they are at a larger distance. So I'll be writing those. So I hope this is clear to you all कि demonstrative pronouns क्या होते हैं and how do we use these pronouns in the sentence. Moving to the next type of pronoun, that is reciprocal pronoun. So reciprocal pronouns क्या होते हैं? What do we mean by reciprocal pronouns? Reciprocal pronouns are used when two or more nouns or pronouns, they share a mutual relation or they do a mutual action in correspondence to each other. There we use the reciprocal pronoun. There are two reciprocal pronouns like each other and one another. So let us understand it with the help of some of the examples and exercise. So we use reciprocal pronouns when two or more people do the same thing. अगर वो same चीज़ें कर रहे हैं, we use the reciprocal pronoun. For two things, जब बात हो रही होगी सिर्फ दो चीज़ों की, when two noun, two pronoun or two people, they are doing same thing, then for them we'll be using each other. For them we'll be using each other. And when more than two people are doing same thing, then we'll be using one another. We'll be using one another. Say in the given examples, Tina and Mary are talking to each other. Now Tina and Mary, these are two girls. So whenever we are talking about the two things, we'll be and doing the same thing, we'll be using each other. So Tina and Mary are talking to each other. So here we are using each other. The boys are fighting one another. Now in the picture you can see that there are more than two boys. दो boys से जो है ज़्यादा हैं. So when more than two boys, we are speaking about more than two subjects, then we'll be using one another. So the boys are fighting with one another. एक दूसरे से fight कर रहे हैं. Taking some more examples. My dog and cat love each other. Now dog and cat are the two subjects, and whenever two subjects they do the same thing, the reciprocal pronoun that we use for them is each other. So there's a mutual love between dog and cat. There's a mutual love which usually don't happens. So but in this example it is given that there is a mutual love between dog and cat. So my dog and cat, they love each other. So when two subjects are when we are talking about the two subjects, the reciprocal pronoun that we'll be using is each other. Taking the second example, they all support one another. So there's a mutual support between all of them. So whenever we are talking about the subjects which are more than two, we'll be using the reciprocal pronoun one another. Now let us understand it with the help of worksheet. So here I am sharing the worksheet on reciprocal pronoun. Taking some of the questions like Duke and Dick say goodbye to dash daily when school becomes off. Now here the subjects, whenever we are talking about the two subjects, whenever we have two subjects, यहाँ दो subjects हैं, we use a reciprocal pronoun each other with them. Say goodbye to each other. To each other. So Duke and Dick say goodbye to each other daily when school becomes off because the subjects are two in number. So when the subject is two in number, we'll be using the reciprocal pronoun each other with them. Good students help dash during exam time. Good students help. Now each other दो के लिए यूज होते हैं बट यहाँ students दिया गया है and no number is being given. This means कि more than two की बात हो रही है. So will be said that good students help one another during exam. Good students one another. Good students help one another during exam. So that this doesn't means the sort of help. It doesn't means कि cheat. You need to help in cheating. दूसरे को चीट करवाना है. दैट डजंट मीन कि गुड स्टूडेंट्स को उस तरीके से हेल्प करनी चाहिए. ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम टाइम का मीन्स यू शुड हेल्प देम ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन, नॉट ड्यूरिंग वाइल यू आर अटेम्प्टिंग योर एग्जाम. सो ये गुड स्टूडेंट्स नहीं है. ओके, दोज आर बैड स्टूडेंट्स जो एग्जाम के टाइम में हेल्प करवाते हैं. ओके, येस यू कैन हेल्प देम एट द टाइम ऑफ प्रिपरेशन. ओके, कमिंग टू थर्ड, दे आस्क डैश अबाउट देयर प्रॉब्लम्स. दे आस्क डैश. सो दे अगेन द सब्जेक्ट इज प्लूरल. हमारा सब्जेक्ट प्लूरल है और प्लूरल के लिए हम कौन सा यूज़ कर रहे हैं? अगर दो से ज़्यादा होगा तो वन अनदर. सो दे आस्क्ड वन अनदर. दे आस्क्ड वन अनदर अबाउट देयर प्रॉब्लम्स. वी शेयर एवरीथिंग. नो सिमिलरली ऐसे ही जो हैं बाकी के एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. सो 3 आई हैव डन फॉर यू. द रेस्ट ऑफ द 7 questions you will be doing, and just take the screenshot of this and you will be giving the answers to me in the comment box for the same. So here we have completed our another 3 type of pronouns. So in all we have completed the 5 types of pronoun. Okay, the remaining 3 types of pronoun we will be doing in our next video. So the work that you have to do is that you have to practice the worksheets that I compile along with these videos. Plus you have to while watching this video you have to note it down the important points that I told you during the video. Till then you have to watch the video and solve the back exercise of the chapters based on the pronouns. And if you face any doubt in solving the worksheets or during the video, then you can clear your doubts at the Zoom meet that we'll be having tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. You can so you'll be joining that Zoom meet to clear your all doubts. Until then, take care, stay at home and stay safe.